Disney's latest Snow White adaptation is in serious trouble. From major controversies to a struggling lead actress, this high-budget film is facing backlash before even hitting theaters. But is Disney trying to spin the narrative? Let's break it all down. It looks like this upcoming movie is running into some serious hurdles. Just last Friday, I covered the challenges it's facing. But now, there are fresh updates that change everything. One thing we all know about Disney: they don't just release movies. They control the narrative. The company has a history of shaping media coverage to ensure its projects get positive publicity. Disney's grip on mainstream coverage is no secret, and once again, it seems like they're trying to steer the conversation in their favor. But before we dive into all the latest drama, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any updates. Now, let's talk about the news that broke on February 7th via Deadline. Their article tried to paint a rosy picture, even comparing this film to blockbuster franchises like The Hunger Games, 2014, and Maleficent. But let's be real, those comparisons don't hold up. The Hunger Games was a highly anticipated adaptation with a massive built-in fan base. Maleficent was a bold reimagining of a beloved fairy tale. But this Snow White reboot? It's been controversial since day one, sparking intense debate among fans. While some are open to a modern retelling, a huge chunk of the audience is outraged over how much it strays from the original. And then there's the film's lead actress, a rising star with a rocky journey. Despite strong industry backing and heavy promotion, her past statements on audience expectations and political issues have sparked backlash, forcing her into damage control mode. Now, all eyes are on whether public perception will sink this film before it even gets a chance at the box office. The backlash surrounding Disney's latest Snow White adaptation isn't slowing down. Fans of the original story have voiced frustration over significant departures from the classic tale, fueling heated debates across social media. With negative sentiment continuing to spread, Disney's marketing team is now facing an uphill battle in reshaping public perception. Early box office projections estimate an opening weekend between $63 million and $70 million, a figure that, while decent, would put it below the launch of The Little Mermaid, another live-action remake that failed to meet expectations. This signals an ongoing struggle for Disney's live-action division, as audiences grow increasingly skeptical of these remakes. The novelty of reimagining animated classics is wearing thin, and nostalgia alone is no longer enough to guarantee success. Beyond that, competition has never been fiercer. The rise of streaming services like Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney Plus has transformed how audiences consume content. With high-quality productions available on demand, theatrical releases face steeper challenges in drawing audiences to cinemas. Despite these concerns, some media outlets have attempted to paint a more optimistic picture. A recent article from MovieWeb, also featured on mm.com, suggests that early tracking numbers are unexpectedly strong. This could be part of a broader effort to counter negative expectations surrounding the film's performance. Disney has a long history of controlling narratives around its projects, and this time is no different. The company has been known to adjust marketing tactics, focus on international markets, and even reshape media coverage to maintain a positive brand image. Some analysts believe Disney may also be leveraging influencers and media personalities to shift public perception and soften the skepticism surrounding this release. But will it work? That remains to be seen. The question now is, can Disney's marketing machine overpower the controversy, or is this remake already doomed to struggle? But that's not all. The backlash has gone beyond just online debates. Could this negativity actually hurt the film's financial success? Let's take a closer look. Disney is pulling out all the stops to boost engagement ahead of this film's release, using strategic partnerships to provide exclusive behind-the-scenes content. But beyond the marketing push, one major factor remains: the actual production budget. Since the film was primarily produced in the United Kingdom, financial details may eventually surface through regulatory filings. However, early industry reports suggest that the budget is massive, making profitability an even bigger challenge. With high production costs and heavy marketing expenses, this movie will need to far exceed initial projections just to break even. Disney has often relied on international markets, especially China, to help drive global box office numbers. But with ongoing controversies clouding the film's reception, there's no guarantee that international audiences will respond favorably. On top of that, labor disputes and production delays have only pushed costs higher, further complicating the film's path to profitability. The entire film industry has also been grappling with inflation, rising production costs, and shifting economic conditions, all of which are reshaping box office performance. A deeper look at recent box office trends reveals that Disney's live-action remakes are struggling to replicate the success of earlier blockbusters. Movies like Beauty and the Beast 2017 and The Jungle Book 2016 soared past the billion-dollar mark, setting high expectations for future adaptations. But in recent years, that momentum has faded. More recent live-action projects have failed to reach the same heights, raising critical questions about the long-term viability of Disney's remake strategy. Audiences may simply be losing interest in these adaptations, especially when they introduce changes that stray too far from the original stories. If this trend continues, Disney may have to rethink its approach, shifting its focus toward original storytelling rather than endless reimaginings of past classics. Recent surveys suggest that a significant portion of audiences prefer fresh content over remakes, signaling a potential shift in demand. And at the center of the Snow White controversy is actress Rachel Zegler, whose public statements and industry reputation have only added to the film's uphill battle. The backlash surrounding The Little Mermaid sparked debates over casting choices, with some attributing criticism to racial bias. However, in Snow White's case, the controversy surrounding Rachel Zegler extends beyond just casting. Her outspoken comments about the original film, along with her social media interactions, have only intensified public scrutiny. Her remarks on Snow White's storyline and political themes have fueled an ongoing cultural debate, making it even harder for Disney to control the narrative. On top of that, leaked behind-the-scenes images and production details have stirred further discussion, especially regarding the decision to remove the classic dwarfs in favor of a more modernized approach. While these creative choices were meant to offer a fresh perspective, they face significant pushback from certain audience segments. A deeper divide is emerging between traditional Disney fans and younger, more progressive audiences. While some viewers appreciate efforts to modernize classic tales and introduce diverse perspectives, others argue that these changes undermine the essence of what made these stories timeless. This ongoing tension between artistic reinvention and audience expectations presents a serious challenge for Disney's creative teams. If Snow White struggles at the box office, it could serve as a wake-up call for Hollywood studios about the delicate balance between modernization and staying true to original narratives. The real question is, can this film overcome the backlash and find success? Given Disney's recent track record, the battle won't be easy. Audience reception will be the deciding factor in determining the film's fate. And looking at broader industry trends, this release could mark a major turning point. If Snow White fails to meet expectations, it might force Disney to rethink its live-action remake strategy, potentially shifting focus toward original storytelling or a complete reevaluation of its content production model. As the release date approaches, all eyes are on Disney to see whether this adaptation will prove the skeptics wrong or confirm their worst fears.